No one was ready for this, gentlemen and ladies. The price of XRP Ripple coin is being pumped by Coinbase, the biggest cryptocurrency exchange in the world. Doesn't it sound crazy? However, everything is possible in our crazy society. According to cryptocurrency experts, XRP Ripple will soon assist create a new generation of millionaires. They estimate that the price of XRP may rise to $2,200. Quite awesome, isn't it? Watch this video through to the end. Let's get right to the point without further ado. Disclaimer: Coinbase's most recent action is causing a stir in the XRP community. Requesting authorization to sell XRP futures via its derivatives division Bullrunners was the first to publish this development, which has generated interest and conjecture on its possible effects on the price and market dynamics of XRP. The Commodity Futures Trading Commission has received a filing from Coinbase Institutional's subsidiary, Coinbase Derivatives, to self-certify futures contracts for XRP. If everything goes according to plan, the XRP futures contract will go live on April 21st, giving investors a controlled, cost-effective way to get exposure to XRP. By enabling traders to wager on an asset's future price, futures contracts can draw in institutional investors and boost liquidity. For XRP, which has long battled with regulatory uncertainties in the US, this might be a significant turning point. Coinbase's successful launch of XRP futures would indicate increased institutional interest and strengthen XRP's credibility in the eyes of investors and regulators. The asset may have a number of positive effects if XRP futures are approved. First off, since both institutional and retail traders now have more options to interact with XRP in a controlled setting, it may result in increased trading volumes. Higher liquidity is frequently the result of increased trading activity, which makes it simpler for big investors to buy and exit positions without experiencing a lot of price slippage. Furthermore, a fresh round of speculative interest might be drawn to XRP futures. Because futures markets sometimes attract traders who leverage their positions, they are able to control more XRP with comparatively less capital. Leverage raises risk, but it also magnifies price changes, which might lead to high volatility for XRP, both upward and downward. Price action has historically been accelerated by the launch of futures trading for the main cryptocurrencies. For instance, both assets experienced a rise in institutional participation and adoption when Bitcoin and Ethereum futures were introduced and backed on sites such as the Chicago Mercantile Exchange. With XRP, the same thing might occur. Many think that a price surge may be triggered by Coinbase institutional support for XRP futures. One of the biggest and most reputable cryptocurrency exchanges in the US, Coinbase, has already introduced futures contracts for assets like Ethereum and Bitcoin on its derivatives platform. Institutional traders who have previously shunned the asset because of regulatory uncertainties may be drawn to it if XRP is included to this list. The additional liquidity flow from futures traders is one of the main factors that could cause an XRP price pump powered by Coinbase. Futures contracts enable traders to bet on price swings with less capital than spot trading, which requires investors to buy the underlying product. This would increase trading activity overall by allowing big institutional players to join the XRP market without having to own the coin itself. Furthermore, institutional investors trade derivatives on regulated platforms. Coinbase is successfully bridging the gap between traditional finance and cryptocurrency by including XRP futures, which increases the appeal of XRP as an investment alternative. Although the news has received a lot of praise, some members of the XRP community were quick to point fingers at Coinbase Institutional's first announcement's language. XRP holders, who have spent years clearing up the misconception that XRP is distinct from Ripple, the company, reacted negatively to a deleted post that called the product Ripple Futures. Adam, a former user, criticized Coinbase over the error, claiming that the website ought to be aware of the difference by now. Ripple Futures isn't it. XRP Futures is it. Ripple is a business. The digital asset is called XRP. The true question, though, is this: to what extent may XRP rise? We already know that a significant price spike could result from Coinbase's action. But what do the experts think? Is it possible that XRP will reach new all-time highs? Some of these forecasts will leave you stunned, I promise. Let's examine the predictions made by leading analysts regarding the future of XRP. As the market waits for a breakout for the digital currency, the euphoria surrounding XRP keeps growing. Analysts, media figures, and cryptocurrency aficionados are all forecasting significant price changes, Some even say that XRP holders may see their investments grow into enormous quantities of money. According to prominent media personality John Squire, everyone will look back in 5 years and regret not purchasing XRP sooner. Despite the recent decline in XRP's price, he remains optimistic. Squire is still optimistic, saying that XRP holders have a bright future. Steph, another well-known voice in the cryptocurrency industry, agrees, saying that the next significant spike in XRP's price might make a lot of new millionaires. Such audacious claims are supported by evidence. Rapid price gains for XRP have a history of shocking market players, particularly during accumulation times. However, what sort of growth are we discussing here? Would early investors become financially independent if XRP's value skyrocketed? The numbers become attractive when considering the possibility of an early retirement. David XRP Lyon, a prominent member of the XRP community, recently forecast that when the price of the coin soars, holders of XRP might become millionaires. How likely is that, though? Several speculative price scenarios support the notion that XRP could put investors on a route to early retirement. Consider an investor who now owns 1,000 XRP, which is worth $2,020. The price of XRP would have to climb 500 times to $1,000 per token in order to hit the $1 million target. Even though this may seem unrealistic, it's crucial to keep in mind that XRP has already experienced rapid growth. It hit heights in 2021 that many believed were impossible, and the cryptocurrency market's general trend continues to be one of intense investment and innovation. Despite recent difficulties, there is cause for hope based on XRP's past performance. XRP's remarkable 252% gain over the last year far surpassed Bitcoin's 26% increase in the same time frame. Since its launch, XRP has increased in value by more than 350 times, making early adopters profitable investors. Popular cryptocurrency account Bullify also added a visually striking tweet to the conversation. XRP is going to blow people away. The chart is screaming enormous. XRP is going to blow up. Here, the sentiment is obvious. Many are anticipating a significant price shift, but it's unclear when it will occur and how far XRP will rise. Naturally, we also cannot overlook XRP Ripple's most recent collaborations. Believe me, there is nothing less than revolutionary going on behind the scenes. XRP is subtly but effectively establishing itself as the industry leader in cryptocurrency, and we may be witnessing the greatest bullish signal in history. What comes next is something you don't want to miss. Therefore, the possibility of XRP's widespread acceptance is growing every day, particularly as more conventional financial institutions turn to blockchain-based solutions. One of the biggest announcements comes from the banking behemoth Bank of America, which has officially stated that it is prepared to accept cryptocurrency payments. This action could be the catalyst that propels XRP's price to all-time highs and is a significant step towards the widespread acceptance of cryptocurrencies. Since joining RippleNet in 2020, Bank of America has been progressively investigating how to incorporate blockchain technology into its international payment operations. In this case, Ripple's on-demand liquidity solution, which uses XRP as a bridge currency, may be crucial. In addition to raising XRP's demand, Bank of America's official integration of XRP into its payment infrastructure will greatly expand its use across a variety of financial services. It would imply that XRP might be a key player in cutting the time and expense of conventional cross-border payments, something the banking industry has been clamoring for. This is where things become fascinating, though. Global acceptance entails more than just an increase in XRP usage. It marks a significant change in the way conventional financial systems function.